Welcome to Range Decisions educational video series. Range Decisions is your rangeland habitat management tool, and I'm Dr. Stacy Hines. Let's get started. In today's video, we're going to talk about a piece of equipment that you can use for broadcast applications to control invasive weed and brush species on small acreage, or that you can use on larger properties just to control these invasive species in smaller areas. Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service does not endorse any products shown in our videos. These products are shown for educational purposes only to demonstrate available products on the market.
There's all sorts of broadcast rigs that you can actually set up on UTVs or all-terrain vehicles, including if you've got some small acreage. This four-wheeler setup is actually pretty good for areas that you're maybe just doing some maintenance, or if you have some small acreage property, to be able to set up a nice rig where you can do all sorts of broadcast spraying and also some individual plant treatment. So here on this four-wheeler, it is outfitted with a 25-gallon tank here. On this 25-gallon tank, we have a nice motor, and then we've got a few attachments, and I'll get you a close-up view of those three attachments, so that way you can do different types of spraying. On this one, it has one of those attachments in the hoses is going to have, a hand wand where you can actually go and do individual plant treatment. Also, you can take off this hand wand and connect another type of nozzle. So this is a boomless nozzle, and on this rig at the right pressure, it'll spray about 15 feet out. You can interchange this hand wand for IPT spray, put a boomless nozzle on there that's going to spray out about 15 feet. So we've got a metal frame here in the back. You can adjust the height of this. You can take this metal bracket completely out. If you have 6 feet tall tree, you can raise this up a little bit higher. If you've got 4 feet tall tree and you need to get your coverage a little bit closer, you can actually lower this down pretty easy, and it's pretty lightweight. In addition, we could also switch this to do some weed control spraying. So back here on the back, we actually do have a boom set up back here for going through some pastures and actually doing a little weed spray. So coming off this motor, there's a very simple on and off switch that you can use to actually turn the pump motor on and off, but it needs a little power and a little electricity. So right here to the front of this four-wheeler, there's just a regular marine battery that's right here, and we've got some positive and negative cables that you can actually hook to the positive and negative terminals on this battery to actually give you power to operate your pump.
One final tip for success: if you are using a boomless nozzle to spray your invasive species, you can actually mix your chemical at a half rate, ensure you have enough carrier in there, such as water, and you want to spray that area twice. So in the example with our four-wheeler unit that we have set up here, it'll spray out about 15 feet. So I would mix my chemical at a half rate. If it was 32 ounces per acre, I would mix that at 16 ounces per acre, ensuring that I had enough water in my tank to be able to make 2 spray passes. So I would come up one side and spray the area, and then I would go over 15 feet and come down the other side and spray it again. Because as those droplets come out of that boomless nozzle, the droplets that are closest are going to be larger, while the droplets that are further away are going to be smaller. This will just ensure that you get really good adequate coverage of the area that you're trying to treat, and making sure that you get really good coverage of your chemical mixture on your invasive species you're trying to control.
So after you finish spraying for the day and you've done your first rinse with water, you've run it through your equipment, rinsed out your tank, your second rinse, you want to do that with a 1% ammonia solution. 1% ammonia is a little bit of a basic. The pH is a little bit on the basic side of the scale. And the reason why we use a solution that is a little bit basic is because a lot of the chemicals that we add are acidic. So this actually helps to neutralize any of the chemicals that may be residual chemicals that you're trying to rinse out of the tank. And then your third and final rinse, again, is going to be water, washing it through all of your equipment that you've done. One thing that you can do when you're getting ready to store your equipment and you finish doing your final rinse and you have nothing but clean water in here, is you can take with this rig and you can also put a release valve down here. So this right here just has a little bit of hose just to help extend this beyond the four-wheeler, and you can drive this up on an incline so that way the tank is pointed down, and then you can just unscrew this and you can let all of that clean, your third and final rinse water, drain completely out of the system, so that way when you put your equipment up you won't have any residual water left in the tank. So if you have some small acreage coverage, this right here is a really good setup for you to be able to get in and maybe do some maintenance on some small acres, and just really help to keep your brush and your weeds under control with a pretty simple setup.
If you ever have any questions, please reach out to your local county extension agent. Also, feel free to contact me. This has been Dr. Stacy Hines with Range Decisions. Until next time.